dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the NBA has a huge problem on their hands. And yes, the pun is intended because the problem is 7'4". And he's on your TV screen, he's standing around the basket, he's standing at the three-point line, he's controlling the mid-range, and that's Victor Wembanyama. Last night, Victor Wembanyama put up 40 points with 15 rebounds and 3 blocks on opening night. And just like it said earlier in this video, destiny arrives all the same. We knew with the first pick in the 2023 draft that this guy was going to be an issue for the entire NBA. And going into year 3, he's for sure a top 5 player in the league, and he has a real argument for the best player in the world. And coming into this season, I really doubted the San Antonio Spurs because of the play or the players they had around Victor Wembanyama. Understanding that Victor Wembanyama is going into his 3rd season, he's only 21 years old. You would like to take your time and really develop a good team before you just jump in head first and try and contend for a championship, knowing the talent around the NBA. You have the Oklahoma City Thunder, you have the Denver Nuggets, you have the Cleveland Cavaliers, you have the New York Knicks. Why try to build a contender when you still have valuable draft assets, you still have valuable trade assets, and a bunch of young players around this 21-year-old superstar? And I think last night was a huge slap in the face for all the people that think like that. Victor Wembanyama performed at best in the world levels. Victor Wembanyama is undoubtedly the best defender in the world, and if he plays to this level offensively throughout the entire NBA season, it's going to be hard to build a case against somebody who is going to be a top 10 scorer in the league, top 10 offensive player in the league, and undisputably the best defensive player in the world. This San Antonio Spurs team looked very good defensively with Victor Wembanyama on the floor. He takes away so much space within the three-point line that it's going to be hard to score from 15 feet down. And in this episode of At the Buzzer Sports, we're going to be talking about Victor Wembanyama's ceiling this season, the San Antonio Spurs ceiling this season, and how he dominated his year 3 debut against the Dallas Mavericks. Let's get right into it. First thing I want you guys to do is notice who's on the floor. One of the more safer options to try and counter Victor Wembanyama is having a double big lineup, and the Dallas Mavericks are one of the tallest starting lineups in the NBA. You have Cooper Flagg on the floor, Derek Lively, and Anthony Davis. So even while Derek Lively is pulled all the way out to the three-point line, you have Anthony Davis as your low man to protect the rim. And this screen he set on Stephon Castle wasn't for nothing. Wemby's trying to create the switch on D'Angelo Russell because he knows he may have to take this shot over a contest, but instead he just goes through Derek Lively and gets the shot off anyway, and it falls. One of the traits that I see with Giannis that compares to Wemby is trying to stop him before he builds a full head of steam. When he has that head of steam, it's nothing you can do to stop him from getting to the rim, and he's already 7'4", so you can't contest. Last season, Victor Wembanyama was one of the best three-point shooting bigs in the league. So when it looks like he's about to pull up, he sells Derek Lively, and it's an easy give and go to the rim, creating more space for himself with the double big lineup. And I like the fact that Wemby has worked on his pull-up mid-range game, being able to play out on the perimeter or even put the ball on the floor, because you're going to see double big lineups and you're not going to be able to hunt for guards as much as you would think. There is Dallas, there's Memphis, there's Houston, and even OKC. So having that level of mid-range shooting and three-point shooting in general is going to be a great counter for more double big lineups. And we all remember this play. Victor Wembanyama adding the footwork with the jab step, another jab, and then he pump fakes, he gets the defender in the air, and he's right to the rim. I really want to talk about the footwork because we did not see this last season. Now, by the time he got the ball, Anthony Davis was already recovering to try and contest a wide open three-point shot. So he did a really good job by selling the three-point shot and being able to put the ball on the floor and maneuver to get a good shot around the rim. Once Davis is up in the air, he jab steps and dribbles through his legs. He fakes right just to get Anthony Davis to the left just enough for him to make the left spin and kisses it off the glass. And the best part about this game to me is he had 0 turnovers and only took 2 threes. One of the biggest gripes that some people had with Victor Wembanyama was he was taking way too many threes, but he was a legitimate elite shooter for his position and he was generating really good shots with that. But he used his threat of a three-point shot to generate really good looks around the rim, really good looks from mid-range, and really good one-on-one opportunities to get to the rim efficiently. And do I think there are going to be some issues with Victor Wembanyama's offense still? Yes, there is going to be points where he has a lot of high turnover games just because of his length and how high the ball is when he's dribbling, because he is a very dribble heavy center. But there are a lot of things that he did that I think are going to be really good to look at or really good to look back on once we go throughout the season. I think he really got stronger. He was able to use his strength when getting to the rim. He was able to use his threat of pull-up shooting and catch and shoot ability to get to the rim more, and he was operating out of the mid-range a whole lot more, and his footwork got a lot better. He was generating really good mid-range shots even through contest because he's 7'4". He can see over the defense. But as we all know, there's two sides of the ball. Now, the reason Victor Wembanyama is the best defender in the world, or one of the reasons, is because of the space he takes up in the half court. Victor Wembanyama is standing on the right elbow. The only space on the floor I feel as though that is not covered by him is this right corner where Klay Thompson is standing. You're going to see PJ Washington get a favorable matchup right under the rim, and he's not going to go up with the ball. And I want you guys to watch and tell me why that is. As soon as PJ Washington gets a favorable matchup right under the rim against a guard, he does not go up with it. Why is that? The Dallas Mavericks have to settle for a three-point shot. I have to put this in slow motion so you guys can see it. Look how late he reacts to the ball being in the air and is still able to swat it. And this isn't just around the rim either. This is Klay Thompson, one of the greatest shooters of all time. And I truly believe there is not another center in the league that would stop Klay Thompson from taking this shot. This is a good look for Klay Thompson of all people, but Victor Wembanyama, with his wingspan and his length, stops him from taking this three-point shot. But if you ask me, I think Victor Wembanyama has a clear-cut case to be the best player in basketball. And I understand there's a lot of politics that go with being the best player in basketball. You have to have some type of accolades that come with it. You have to have some type of playoff run that comes with it. But my argument for Victor Wembanyama would be, we have no other player in basketball who is this valuable on both sides of the floor like Victor Wembanyama is. The Dallas Mavericks are a team who cannot shoot the three. They do not have enough three-point shooters to rely on outside jump shooting the way they did last night against the San Antonio Spurs. Better yet, the Dallas Mavericks shot 13 for 41 inside the paint. This is a team that is meant to dominate the paint. Cooper Flagg is not an elite three-point shooter. Neither is Anthony Davis. Neither is Max Christie. Neither is PJ Washington. Neither is Najee Marshall. But when these guys can't go to the rim or finish around the rim, they have to settle on jump shots. And the Dallas Mavericks shot 37% from the field last night against the San Antonio Spurs. And this is one of my biggest reasons of why the San Antonio Spurs can win a playoff series, or maybe even two. Because if you're forcing teams like Houston, teams like Memphis, teams like Dallas, who do not have the level of three-point shooting to shoot all those threes because you're constantly taking away the rim, that is going to be very hard for teams to score in a playoff setting. And I won't even talk about Luke Cornett. He shut down Anthony Davis multiple times in space and took away the rim while he was on the floor. And if you're playing a team like Dallas, who does not have really good perimeter creation outside of Kyrie Irving, you're going to have lineups where you can play Victor Wembanyama and Luke Cornett at the same time. A good post defender, rebounder, and rim protector next to Victor Wembanyama roaming around the play. Victor Wembanyama will be allowed to roam around the half court with another really good rim protector next to him. He already covers up 99% of the half court by standing there. This Spurs team is going to be amazing. And as for Victor Wembanyama, I think he has a real MVP case. He has a real best in the world case. And it's so crazy because this is not any type of exaggeration. What we watched last night is what Victor Wembanyama could be by year 3. And it's even scarier to think what he can be by year 5. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys like this type of content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow me on TikTok at @TheBuzzerENT. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at ATBSports1. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at @TheBuzzerSports_. And join my playback where we will be streaming 4 to 5 times a week at The Buzzer Room. And with all that being said, I will see you guys next time. Peace.